Today I'm here with Judo Sloth over in Red Elite, giving you guys an example of the new meta GoWipe. What is up, my friends? My name is Echo, and like I said, we're here with Judo Sloth today. Not only my friend, but an amazing Clash of Clans analyst, and we're looking at a new meta GoWipe strategy that's happening over in his home clan, Red Elite. Big thanks to Madness for calling me over so that Judo and I could hook up to bring you guys this video. So the plan for today is 2 examples broken down on how to do this Town Hall 12 strategy, and then I'm going to use this same strategy in Legends League with Judo spotting, hoping that I could pull in a triple or at least do okay. Judo, thanks for coming on today, man. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. No pressure for that attack, Echo. No pressure. But I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having me on the channel. Excited to break this one down with you, and I love the format of the video as well. Hopefully we can teach people what kind of bases they want to be looking for, and then fingers crossed you get a base like that in Legends League as well.
We'll see what I can run into, but that's all up in the air right now. But right now, at this moment, we're going to look at this attack. But before we get into that, guys, I want to first remind you to subscribe to my channel for daily Clash of Clans videos. If you enjoy your stay here, sub and hit the bell. But not only that, my friend Judo Sloth also deserves a bunch of subscribers on his YouTube channel. That's linked below. It's also going to be linked at the end of the video. So again, a daily Clash of Clans content creator that you should go check out. So Judo, I'm ready to check out this attack.
For this attack, we should probably mention before we get in that if you see bases with single target infernos, you can wreck them bases with this strategy. Yeah. So really, it is difficult with multi-target infernos, and you will see that most of all, but you can still do it. In fact, we have an attack coming up where we do show you that, 3 multi-infernos. But if you see one with single infernos, at least you know that you have a strategy in your back pocket that you can 3-star the base with.
Yeah, I mean, bat spells and multi-target infernos don't go well together, but we're looking at a kill squad attack that's a version of bat slap. That is typically with healers, so it's a kill squad version of bat slap / GoWipe. It's basically using some of the new meta strategies from other attacks, bringing them into this one, and showing some huge success. I was actually really impressed with the strategy.
Yeah, it's nice because if you, for example, struggle to set up your funnel for the witches, if they are to walk around the outside of the base, you're done. That's the attack over. So what the kill squad allows you to do is set up that funnel a little bit easier, so you're not relying on the witches to create it, and you have that stronger push moving through to allow you to do that. You drop the healers out of the army composition, and then you have them other troops to help out.
Yep, I completely agree, and I think it's time that we play the attack and let everyone see how it goes down. All right, so starting out, notice that the Town Hall is on the northern side of the base, but the attack is coming in from down south and even over in the west. And Judo, you want to talk about why that's happening?
Yeah, so you do have a lot of coverage for your wall wrecker, so it can get right the way through to the other side of the base. You want to ensure that you are coming in from the opposite side, so this is a bit more of a risky strategy if it's the clan war leagues or a single attack format war, but you want to be coming in from the other side so that your wall wrecker can get through, but you are taking the jump spells there as well. You need to be looking at the angle towards the town hall and how you can take out as much splash damage as possible. But again, if you come up against single target infernos for whatever reason, just wreck the base with the witches and with the bats.
Right, I agree. And I have the video paused right now at the point where the witches are being dropped into the base. There's going to be a jump spell drop there, or maybe it's in the process of being dropped right here. What did you want to talk about? I know you had an important point to discuss about these witches being dropped.
Yeah, so when the witches are deployed, notice how the left and the right hand side of the base are already taken down. So it's just really important that you notice when to deploy the witches, because since they are a ranged troop, very similar to the bowlers, it's easy for them to walk, and they will target inside buildings, hence why the jump spell goes down here as well. Arguably, you could put the wall wrecker a little bit further across as well to force the witches in, but recognizing that and getting the jump spell down means that the witches are coming into the base, because they would be drawn up to the wizard tower and to the cannon, and then once they're over to that cannon on the left-hand side, there's every chance that they're just going to continue to walk. However, since the golem and the pecker were used on either side, you've got that heavy push early, and if you have ice golems, you can save them for wizard towers on the back end, but it's also good to freeze defenses initially. Notice how the queen is froze, Unfortunate that the golem was popped originally there as well, because the ice golem in position first might have been a better option, but it makes sure that you've got that funnel, and that's the key fundamental bit. I mean, if you don't get that right, it doesn't matter how well you have the rest of the base planned and selected, you're not getting the 3 stars.
Yeah, I completely agree. And what we're going to do is hit play right now, and we're going to continue watching this go through. There's the freeze of that ice golem that Judo was just talking about, but notice the jump spell placement is going to suck those witches, suck the heroes, and even the P.E.K.K.A. right into the base, and then the wall wreckers coming in from that angle. Pausing it right here, we need to talk about this Grand Warden's ability, because that is key. A lot of people are going to wait until deeper into the attack to use that Grand Warden ability, but I think it's really important that it was used early in this case. Judo?
Yeah, it is. Whenever you're doing this style of attack, we've already mentioned that you've got to hit that splash damage early on. So you're coming into the side of the base where you can take that down. So obviously your witches are going to be taking a bit of damage, and they clump together. Witches don't tend to split off too much, so the Eagle Artillery does a heck of a lot of damage onto them. So ideally what you want to take is one of them early Eagle Artillery fires. Obviously it depends on how quickly you're going to take that down. In this case, Madness opted for the second shot of the Eagle Artillery, which was a brilliant choice because he's in range of that multi-inferno at that time, and he just tanks that entire area. What's also important to note, how we were talking about the witches going in, is that the King and Queen's altar were there in order to suck the witches in, like you said. Sometimes you can plan out your funnel, but if there's nothing to draw the witches in, then again, you're going to struggle. So a brilliant start here, getting down the wizard towers, the multi-infernos, obviously only one of them in this case, which is an absolute bonus. But once you've got them down, your bats, you are going to be laughing.
Yeah, I completely agree. And we're going to see that happening in a minute, but I'm going to hit play again so we can watch on through as this kill squad pushes into the base, going right after that Inferno Tower, luring the double dragon out of the clan castle. I know so many people are scared of the double dragon, but this strategy is going to crush that with the witches, the wizards, and the queen. Those dragons go down really quickly, and pretty soon we're going to have some bats being dropped into the base, and that's happening right here down in the south, and we got to pause right there so we can take a look at the pathing that they're going to go and take through this base and why it's going to be successful.
Yeah, so with the bat slap, what you're trying to do is wait until you have that thin area of defenses for the bats. The bats work incredibly well when they are attacking together, and they have so much damage, but if they start splitting up, they really go down fast as well. So you've got to control their pathing in that thin area of the base, and once you get into the center, you obviously have that semicircle moving around, and clearly from there, it's just about saving the freezers or the ice golems for the rest of the splash damage. But we've already mentioned you want to be taking most of that out. So it's about analyzing the base. What angle to the town hall can you take majority of it out so that you can have an easier time with your bats?
I completely agree, and you don't want to send the bats in too early before those key defenses are taken out either, so you don't want to rush it. There's a perfect timing point. You don't want to go when there's nothing left in the base. You don't want to go too early before those wizard towers and inferno towers are out. I'm going to hit play, and we're going to watch these path through the base. I see in the composition we have one freeze and one ice golem, and we're approaching that first wizard tower right now, and those witches are going to be, the wizard tower is going to be frozen perfectly just so the bats can path on through and tear it up. And now, Judo, that ice golem being dropped using that armored bat tactic from a strategy that came out about a month or so ago, tanking that wizard tower and the archer tower, allowing the bats to just take it out from that distraction.
Yeah, and you have to be looking at that because it's often better to use an ice golem to distract. Not only do you have that longer time of the distraction, you also get the freeze afterwards, but take note if there are defenses there, because the opposing clan can build their bases to try and make sure the ice golem is out of range. But even better, people often put spring traps next to that defense if they're trying to defend against this, so it can just fling the ice golem off and then you are stuck. But you want to note when the bats will path onto the splash damages. If they're going to have a clear path onto it, you know you might get away with just one freeze. But if there's multiple defenses in that area and they're going to path around it potentially before they get to it, you might have to commit some more freeze spells.
Yeah, and that can be worked into the composition as well. But that was our first example. We have another one coming right after this, and then like we said, we have that Legend attack of mine that I'm going to hope to pull it in. Before we get into that second attack, guys, I want to remind you to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell for daily Clash of Clans videos, especially if you're enjoying your stay here today. But not only me, we can't forget about my homie Judo. Not only is he a great friend of mine, he's an amazing Clash of Clans creator and analyst. So his channel is going to be linked down below as well as at the end of this video. So go check him out. Here we are taking a look at the second attack on the second base, and Judo made some great points about this base, how bats should be difficult, but you're going to see that the attack really does a nice job against the base, even though it has 3 multi-target Inferno towers. Judo, what else do you see in this base that would make you think you would worry about bats?
Well, yeah, I mean, the splash damage is the main thing you look at. Don't rule out this strategy just because there's 3 multi-target Infernos. So what's important to analyze, which you guys should already be doing from that first attack, where should you come in from in order to hit the most splash damage? And it should be pretty obvious in this one that we have 2 multi-Infernos and 3 Wizard Towers next to the Eagle Artillery as well. Yeah. We talked about how getting the Eagle is important. That is clearly the area you want to attack from. Also, it's important to note the level of the walls as well. When you're analyzing bases and you're trying to see how far will my wrecker get, just know that it's only going to take 2 shots on anything less than a maxed out wall. So that can affect your decision making in terms of what spells to take as well. And then we'll talk about it later on, but the positioning of the splash damage for the bats is also pretty ideal for this base.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I mean, like you said, it's pretty obvious where you want to come in and hit this base. You're going to be able to, with the kill squad, not only take out the queen, but you could also take out the 3 wizard towers, 2 inferno towers, the eagle artillery, and that's a good start at jumping into the base. And well, let's hit play and actually watch it happen. All right, like we said, we are coming in from that southwestern side of the base, starting out with a golem with a few wizards behind, just to kind of clean up what's down south so that those witches don't walk. And then we have the wizards and the P.E.K.K.A in the western side. Golem coming in, P.E.K.K.A coming in, and that wall wrecker. Judo, it's your turn.
Yeah, so we've got that nice big wide funnel like we talked about last time. I do like the deployment of the ice golems early on in this one because you've got to appreciate that they are going to be defense targeting, so they get in front of the witches, and then when they pop, they freeze the splash there initially. And also, like we noted in the last one, early eagle artillery, make sure you're using your Grand Warden through that.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm gonna pause it right here, Judo, for 1 second, and I want to just note the entire entrance to that base was frozen by those ice golem. Also, there was a spell placement that you saw happening there that you thought was a little questionable and that you probably would have placed differently. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on where you see things. I think the jump spell could have been saved in this situation for potentially further through the base. But isn't that just a brilliant demonstration as to how strong this is, that the jump spell arguably might not have even been needed? That's 2 freeze spells. That is huge, or 2 extra bat spells.
Yeah,
huge.
It is.
And the base does indeed still go down with 3 multi-infernos. Yeah,
and spoiler alert, this wall wrecker is going to make its way all the way to the town hall as well. So I'm going to hit play again, and we're going to do that right now.
Exactly. So the wall wrecker pushes right the way through, and we kind of guessed that because of the walls, but also that means that you don't necessarily have to have a backup plan for the town hall. You can be relatively comfortable that it's going to get there, and that's one of the reasons that a P.E.K.K.A and an ice golem within that is a good choice, because even if you don't get too many troops there, you're going to get that town hall more than likely.
Exactly, and that bat spell was deployed in the west, and I'm noticing that the wizard tower is completely distracted. That's next to the town hall, not even targeting the bats because they're all targeting our kill squad that made its way to the opposite side of the base. The value that we got in the bats from the bats on this attack was insane. They're still going through, Judo, and there goes the final wizard tower. These bats may last until the end of the attack, fighting the air defense, the multi-target inferno, which is also distracted. Bats are powerful, man.
Yeah, if you can protect them through the base, which we knew we would get our troops right the way through, therefore we can delay the deployment of the bats so that the troops are distracting the towers. But an important thing to note that was not necessarily mentioned there was that the wizard tower and the multi-inferno were close enough that 1 freeze spell could hit both of them. And whenever you're designing your base, you never want to do that because effectively you've got 2 splash in an area, but you're really just having one there. You want them spaced out enough that a freeze cannot hit them both, so that if you have to freeze the wizard tower, you've got to freeze the multi at the same time. Otherwise, it's shooting at your bats, and you're taking 2 splash damages, not the 1.
Great point, Judo. You got to look at where those defenses lie in the base to make the best decisions. All right, guys, so it's time for me to take my attempt at this new meta GoWipe strategy. Max level Town Hall 12 attack here, attacking in Legends League. Now, I'm really happy that I have Judo with me to kind of look over my shoulder and help me out, but there's a little bit of a delay, so I could mess things up completely. If you guys know my channel, you know I often mess things up when I'm doing them live. When I'm not live, I mean, I 3-star everything every single time, but we'll see what I could do here now. So the composition is right here that we've been looking at today. If you missed it earlier on, it's trained up right here. I have a Wall Wrecker, I have an Ice Golem, and I have a P.E.K.K.A. plus a Rage spell in the Clan Castle. Worth noting, Judo, we only have 30 seconds to plan out this attack before I have to deploy some troops.
Exactly. So it's going to be fun to see what type of base you get. You might actually be within a bit of a chance here in Legends League, because unlike multiplayer where you can't change your army, there's actually a lot of single target infernos. Sometimes I see bases with all single target infernos. Now, mainly the reason for that is a lot of people take the queen charge, and when you can't change your army, you're pretty snookered. The single infernos are good, but in war, they're really not that good because you can just plan around them. So that's why you will see multis in war, but you will come across singles in Legends.
That's a great point, Judo, that a lot of people don't think about the planning aspect and the ability to switch up your army and really make the perfect attack for the base in war. You don't get that option in Legends League. You're going in, you're hitting the base no matter what you got. That's it.
Have you got all 3 siege machines? Have you got Battle Blimp, Siege, and Wall Wrecker?
Who uses a Battle Blimp, man? No, I don't have a Battle Blimp.
That's your failsafe to the town hall. All right, you're full YOLO mode.
I know. Listen, I 3-star everything, Judo. Like I said, let's go in and do this. We're talking enough. Let's go do the hit. I'm gonna go in right now. And are you ready to spectate me?
Of course.
All right, here we go. Finding a match. I've only done one so far today. Attacking with the perfect composition. Okay, so we have an island base, all single target Inferno towers, Judo. Where would you like to see me go into this base?
I can't see it. I can't see it. I guess it's when you first start the attack that I can see the base.
Okay, island base, almost a centralized town hall. Should I go in the town hall side or the clan castle side?
Well, you want to prioritize the splash. Where are the multis?
There's no multi-targets. The wizard towers are, well, they're pretty spread out, actually. I can go in from down below. And, okay.
What about pathing for your bats? Don't use the ice golems. Use them for distraction on the back end. Don't deploy them too quickly because you've only got that one free.
All right, we're going in with the P.E.K.K.A. right here, and I'm gonna just wait a little bit, let these troops kind of clean up some stuff, and I gotta switch over to the Wall Wrecker.
It's still not telling me you're attacking. I can't see right now.
My whole plan of a series is going down the toilet right now. I wanted to do this into something cool. All right, I can't even watch.
I went to my friends list. I can watch it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
List, not in clan. Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
I was looking through the clan, not the friend list. All right. What are you using that jump for? What are you doing, Echo?
I don't know. I'm telling you, I needed you watching me, man. I was.
Funnel set. This is good.
I'm concerned that my bats. We gotta. Oh man, this is so much harder than when I'm watching it go down. Okay, we're going into the center. I'm gonna drop a rage, and that Grand Warden's ability is gonna happen. Where is there no? Did I take down the eagle already? I'm gonna pop the Grand Warden's ability right there.
You took down the eagle, yeah.
King is down. I have the bat spells. One more rage. I'm gonna go with the bat spells.
I would consider using the bats from the left and get an ice golem in first before you deploy them. Get an ice golem in towards them. That wizard tower didn't go down.
Gotta pop my queen. Oh man, this is difficult. But we're going in here. I'm gonna see what I could do. I'm gonna totally miss this town hall. I'm gonna send another ice golem in
ice
over
golem
here.
Should have been at the cannon as well. Tower. Oh.
Wizard tower, freeze! No. Oh my god. Judo, why is this so difficult? Alright, I got one wizard tower down. We're totally gonna just get a 1-star on this base. A base that I probably could have gotten done with my typical attack that I know well, but wow, it's so hard trying a new strategy. Unfortunately, guys, we didn't pull in the triple or even the 2-star, even with the expert above trying to help me out. It's difficult, guys, but that's why you make these armies and you practice in friendly challenges so you don't mess up in war, so you don't drop out of Legends League, and you just bring your best every single time. Now, I want to thank Judo so much for coming down to this video, and I also want to tell you guys that Red Elite is looking for... Judo, what are you looking for?
Hey, well, we are a clan that is really competitive with in-game stuff. So we like to compete in war. We like the Supercell Clan War Leagues. Town Hall 12s maxed is what we're looking for at the moment. If you want to have a nice, friendly, supportive environment, you do want to up your game and be competitive, but you don't want the stresses of being online all of the time and planning out your attacks to the nth degree, then we are probably a brilliant place for you.
Well, there you go. If you fit those requirements, guys, all the information is right there popping out on the screen for you. Judo, thanks again for coming through, man. I really appreciate your time.
Hey, I really appreciate the invite. Anytime we can hook up and do some collab videos is always fun, and it's great. Obviously, I'm a big fan of your channel. We do very similar content, so it's great to be able to, get together and record some videos sometimes.
Yeah, it was a pleasure, guys, and it was a pleasure, Judo. And guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, throw a big like on it. And at the very end, there's going to be another video that I definitely want you to check out, as well as both my channel and Judo's channel to subscribe to. Make sure you go check them out. But that's been it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see all you back here later on today with another video. Until then, be good.